Okay, good morning and welcome to Iyun with Benzion on special Erev Rosh Hashanah edition. We're analyzing Daf Pei Beis number in Kesubos number 82. We talked about yesterday in Iyun with Benzion about the fact that when a woman does Yibum, right, the Avam does Yibum to her, so he inherits her Ksuba. Now, he inherits her Ksuba. There's two parts to her Ksuba, two main parts to the Ksuba. One is the Nixon Maluk, right, her property, which belonged to her, which technically when she was married to the deceased brother, right, belonged to him before he died, belonged to him. Now it transfers to him, and he technically owns that. And he, like we said, when you own a woman, right, ishto kagufo, you're kona, you're like shutfim in her property, so you become shutfim in the karka. And because you're shutfim, you could force her to sell if it's money that's going to depreciate. You can buy karka, real estate, which will appreciate, and he gets to get the payroll. So midaraisa gets payroll. So midaraisa he gets the ksuva. Next time we'll look at karka, partially midaraisa shutfus, which is all midaraisa, part of the ksuva, part of the marriage arrangement. Even if you don't write in a star, that's part of the marriage arrangement. Plus, there's mana masayim, which is the money that he designates for every woman. The ksuva. I explained the reason she gets mana masayim midaraisa is because that's what the Torah says. The price for marrying a psula is $200. And Almana is $100. That's what it's worth for their bia. That's you're buying. You're buying their bia midal raisa. It's linked to onus and mafata. The Torah says you're buying their bia on a doraisa level. That's why you have to pay them. They're abana, they're masakin, certain takanas by Kesubos. That right, like the Mishnah says, that all of the nechasim are right to pay this $200. Those are takanas midal abana, but the principal amount is the doraisa, and because of that, so that even when he does gibam, right, to pay off that 200 and 100, that comes from the first husband. So let's analyze the Gemara here in Pei Beis and Beis. The Gemara says, the Mishnah, explaining the Mishnah, it's about 4 lines down, Pei Beis and Beis, right, the Ksuva, to be paid off the 200 and 100, comes from the first brother's estate, right? Next Malog is completely his, but the Ksuva is paid off from the first brother's estate by time. What's the reason? He doesn't have to pay it off from his own money. Now, this means that the Torah, that Hashem was makna you with a woman. Now, you didn't choose this woman. You're doing a mitzvah of Yibam, right? Maybe you do like his wife. Maybe she's a really attractive woman. Maybe she's not an attractive woman. You want to do it for the mitzvah. But the bottom line is, you didn't choose this woman. Hashem chose her for you. You're married to a brother. He died without children. And now there's a mitzvah to the Yibam. So, the Gemara, you could say it's on a derabanan level. The Gemara says, Iknu Shalom Nashamayim. So they're masakin that the ksuva really should be paid from the first brothers. But midoraisa, you could say maybe it's paid from his nechasim. And that would explain the next line in the Gemara, Islam Misheni. Then you would say, if the first one doesn't have it, so the rabbanan, it can't be fulfilled. So then you go back to the din da'oraisa, and he pays the ksuva, the manama assignment of his own estate. That's one way of reading the Gemara, but I prefer to read it the other way, is that, and really, that's the din da'oraisa. Midoraisa, right, the first brother is mitzuva to pay. The state of the first brother is meshuba to the ksuba, the manama asayim, right? Because, as I mentioned, manama asayim, he has to pay on a daraisa level. Everyone agrees manama asayim is daraisa level because the first brother, when he married her, he wanted to marry this woman, so he's paying $100 for a bula, $200 for a psula, the right to marry her, to be together with her. Now, when he does gibum, right, he's forced to marry this woman, so he shouldn't be responsible to pay for a bula. She's a bula. Obviously, she was with the husband. Maybe she wasn't a bula. She was talking about min iris. They weren't together. But or a psula, $200. But it wasn't his choice. It was maybe he does want to marry her, but it was originally it's a mitzvah in the Torah. Hashem told him to get married to this woman, so he doesn't have to pay for midoraisa. He doesn't have to pay for the manam asayim because it wasn't his decision. He's not kona the bios of this woman on his own choice. Hashem forced it. So therefore, midol raisa for the manam asayim, that's meshubit on the first husband's ksuva, on the first husband's estate. And then the continuation of the Gemara that if the Rishon doesn't have enough money, then like the Gemara actually does in other places, takinu lo. I mean, there are abundant there masakin that they want to end divorce. She'd at least be guaranteed that the estate of the second husband should pay out her ksuva, because if she's not going to get a ksuva, the guy will divorce her in a second because it's easy. He gets a little angry, he'll divorce her because he doesn't have to pay any money. So therefore, they're masakin that he has to pay the ksuva, and we'll see at the end. The Gemara says that all his nechasim are also achrayah to the ksuva to ensure that there's no divorce. That she's not lote kala bein alatzia shum meshedak masakin. That But that midrabanan that she gets from the second one is only midrabanan. It's not a shiva midoraisa, because really the shiva midoraisa is the manam asayim goes on the first husband estate where he bought those bios, he bought the right to be together with her, and the second brother hikdom min hashamayim. It wasn't his choice. That's the explanation of the Gemara. I hope you enjoyed today's shir. See you in the next one.